Congressman Ted Budd winning the U.S. Senate Republican primary. He will now go on to face Democrat and former Chief Justice Cheri Beasley in November's race. Our team is covering it all for you this morning. Ben at the touchboard breaking down how Ted Budd was able to pull out the win. But let's begin with Richard Devane live in Uptown. This Senate race got a lot of attention nationwide, Richard.
Absolutely correct, Sarah. And it will continue to get a lot of attention as this is an open seat coming up this November. So a lot of eyes around the country will be paying attention again to the state of North Carolina and this particular Senate race. It's Budd versus Beasley in what is expected to be a hotly contested battle for the open U.S. Senate seat this November after both candidates won their party's nomination last night. Representative Budd, endorsed by former President Donald Trump, held off his opponents, including former governor and former Charlotte Mayor Pat McCrory. Wake Up Charlotte's Chloe Leshner was with the McCrory campaign.
The former governor and Charlotte mayor conceding to Congressman Ted Budd in the Republican primary for U.S. Senate. He says that Republicans need to win back control of the Senate in November, but stopped short of endorsing Budd after a heated primary race.
In his acceptance speech, Budd spoke of a unified party.
Now, we need to pull together, and we need to look to the real race in November. So I was glad to see that many of the events that we all participated in, each one of us took a unity pledge and we raised our hand to support the eventual winner of this primary. And that sends a clear message to the Democrats that this party is united and is poised to take back the Senate and to save this country.
Democrat Cheri Beasley is the first black woman to serve as Chief Justice of the North Carolina Supreme Court, easily won her primary and spoke of the need for change in Washington.
In this moment, we have the power to protect our rights. And so in this moment, we commit to come together, to seize this moment and fulfill the promise of this country we love for generations to come.
And of course, both candidates will be campaigning. A lot of money will be spent right here in North Carolina trying to convince voters to vote for the candidate that they want. Oh, we're in Uptown. Richard Devane for Wake Up Charlotte.
All right, Richard, sounds good. Let's take a look at this race by the numbers. And when you look at the numbers don't lie, and they were pretty decisive. Ted Budd getting away with nearly 59% of the vote versus Pat McCrory's 24%, Mark Walker's 9%, sweeping most of the state with the one exception, and that's when you look here in Charlotte, of course, Pat McCrory's home county, but winning by only, when you look at Mecklenburg County totals, only by about 70 votes. So he barely won that, but that's the only one. Zooming back out to the state totals, and on the other side of the race, Cheri Beasley, we mentioned her, she got 81%. So for her race, it was even more decisive. For her, of course, Ted Budd now face each other in the general election come November. And folks, you're watching me do this here, but you know what? You can do the exact same thing. For every federal race in North Carolina, you can play around with your own interactive map. We have that on our website right now, WCNC.com.